move on with the presentation. So the challenge for the mobile network operators is how to package their services, because mobile network operators have a lot of services that they not show to the user. They have, of course, customers have accounts with operators, and operators know how to bill users, and they have a lot of different great services, voicemail and different type of data rate packages that you can buy, but usually users don't know very much about them. I guess one solution for the mobile network operators is then to visualize these services and integrate them with widgets. And I don't know if you can see this graphics here, but just putting a visual widget with the package service inside will do a lot and help the mobile operators to show their offerings to users. So, for example, they can bundle different type of data packages with different applications, or you can discover different applications and widgets that are subsidized by the mobile network operators. Or they can even promote other services that they sell to customers, such as TV or internet at home. So a case study, we talked to a big European network operator. They make 40 euros per user in average. And they noticed that when they had a good UI, a user interface, the Sense UI from HTC, that actually increased the revenue per user with 2 to 4 euros per user. So the user interface is really crucial when it comes to encouraging users to use new services or to navigate the web more often or download content. So this is essential to the mobile network operators. So let's show a video again of a TAT home screen application. So what you see is actually a home screen replacement for Android, where you can do exactly the same things that you can do on standard Android. However, you can customize this user interface so it suits your interests a lot more. So this would be perfect for mobile network operators, creating quite a large extended widget space where they can put their visualize their services. Nice gesture-driven navigation, which makes it a pleasure to use, to encourage people to use it more. And there's of course, you can bundle it with different types of music players and RSS readers and so on. I think we should skip to the presentation again. Thanks. So, what type of challenges are the hardware manufacturers then facing? I guess a great challenge is how to make your hardware unique. Today, a lot of devices do look the same, and as I said before, they actually even run the same OS. Many phones today run Android and have this form factor. So the question is then, is this the ultimate form factor? Is there anything that can be done about this to make your hardware stand out from the crowd and make customers select your hardware instead of competitors? There used to be a big differentiation in hardware form factors, actually. Traditional form factors turned into fashion items, very interesting designs. Some dedicated form factors that focus on gaming or video or chat applications. Then, of course, came the first smartphones, and today we're in the touch screen time where a lot of devices look quite similar. So what could happen is actually that we could sort of see a return to the diversity of form factors, where you have dedicated devices that have many different shapes again, or and I think the fact that we now see slate devices such as the iPad actually opens up again the expectations for users to look at to think about new form factors, and they might want larger screen sizes, for example. So which I think could lead to a new demand for more screen space, which could turn into, or which could be solved, for example, by dual screen devices, that both can be fit into your pocket and also still have a large screen size. But the hardware manufacturers can also innovate in many different ways, because they are the ones who can introduce new sensors and new processors and new capabilities to the devices. And this is something that we very much look into at TAT Innovation, because we see that hardware manufacturers try to differentiate by adding new capabilities to the devices, and then that creates new possibilities for the user interfaces. So how do we prepare for the future of mobile, given the competition between network operators, hardware manufacturers, and third-party app developers? This drives the evolution quickly. So as a software and design company, TAT needs to stay ahead of our competition to make sure that our products and our offerings are prepared for the next generation mobile. So TAT Innovation is where I work, and we have a lot of ideas, of course, and we need to decide what ideas are worth exploring, what is a good idea. So we look for ideas that have that offer a good user experience. This is the design aspect of an idea. Then, of course, we look for ideas that are technically feasible, and if they're technically difficult, that's actually good for TAT, because we are in a position where we actually get a lot of very advanced user interfaces that our competition has difficulties creating. But of course, any idea, any innovation we must be able to sell it. It must fit the market, must be affordable. So these three parameters, we need to make sure that all of them are fulfilled before we continue with an idea and start working on it as an innovation. Finally, we only pursue ideas that we're passionate about. We need to make sure that we really believe in this, and if we're not passionate about an idea, even though it looks good on the paper, we're probably not going to pursue it. We need to really be motivated and think this is great before we continue with something. The TAT has got a innovation process where we do a lot of early sketching before we go into a more serious prototyping phase. And today I will talk to you a lot about the sketching process, because I think that's a really, really interesting phase of any innovation. So sketching and prototyping, to me, it means really lo-fi prototyping. It means that you create storyboards and drawings. You cut pieces of paper and cardboard and glue them together and tape them together to create mock-ups of the experience that you are pursuing. This is very fast, very inexpensive, because you only use your own time. Or a designer, you don't need to involve programmers or engineers, so you can actually get quite far with an idea before you bring in a team and really allocate resources for this idea. If you want to learn more about sketching and prototyping, I can really recommend a book called Sketching the User Experience by Bill Buxton. It is really an excellent book for designers or people, innovators, how they communicate and visualize their ideas